All right, so today we are looking at the Matryx platform, and specifically we're looking at uh, entering a tournament and creating a submission. So Matryx is a platform for collaborative research and discovery, where we have tournaments that can be put out with bounties and collaborators and contributors that create submissions to those tournaments in hopes of winning those bounties, and uh, where we can collaborate and create and come up with solutions for some of the world's most pressing problems more quickly. So to get started in entering a tournament and creating a submission, we have to go to the tournaments list, where we can see a whole list of different tournaments, and we might see one that catches our eye. So, for example, developing a new type of jet fuel. So let's say, for example, I work with jet fuel for a living, and I see that someone wants to come up with a new type that is more efficient and better and faster and stronger. I can create a submission. I might want to create a submission and try to win that bounty. So going to this tournament, I can see that there's a title, there's the original bounty, there's the current balance that's left on this tournament. I can see the all submissions page. I can see how much information about the current round that's taking place. I can see that it's worth 2 Matryx. So if I win this round, I can win the 2 Matryx, and if I win the tournament, I can win the remaining 8 Matryx. So in order to get involved, I first have to unlock this tournament. Unlocking a tournament has 3 requirements. One is that I must be a peer, which essentially is to take my address and enter it into the Matryx platform. So as you can see, I've already done that, and that is essentially just a blockchain transaction I can do with MetaMask. That's very similar to the following 2 transactions, which I will show you next. The first of which is to approve an entry fee allowance from the tournament. The entry fee allowance is essentially going towards paying an entry fee. So in this case, I can see there's a refundable entry fee, and that is essentially a tool for tournament creators to possibly prevent spammers or try to get more quality submissions by just putting requiring an entry fee be paid, and then at the end of the tournament, that entry fee is going to be returned to me. So it's not money that goes to the tournament creator or the software developers or anything like that. It's just essentially just a deposit that's on hold. So back to the allowance is I can approve that allowance and get a MetaMask pop-up that gives me details about this transaction. Essentially, this is the Matryx allowance is being given to the tournament so that it can then hold on to it while the tournament is live and then give it back to me at the end. So I'm okay with that transaction. I can hit confirm. That transaction will go through. I can see that that transaction is going through, and I have that receipt and details for Etherscan, or I can copy that link. And then I just have to wait for that transaction to go through. It can take a couple minutes or a couple seconds, and it looks like it's actually already gone through. I've got my completed transactions up here. I can close that. And I can next actually enter the fee by paying the refundable, or enter the tournament by paying the refundable entry fee. I don't have to do that right now. I can go and check out the rest of the tournament, or go feed my cats, or do whatever, and come back and unlock, and my place is not lost. So I still just have to pay that refundable entry fee, and I can do that by clicking to enter the tournament. And then there's another transaction that we're processing with MetaMask in order to transfer the allowance that I have approved into the tournament. So I'm going to click confirm, and once again I get that the transaction is processing, and I get the receipt address. I can copy that and paste it to Etherscan, or click this button to go and check it out in Etherscan. And for the time being, that's all right. I can do that later. So yeah, once again, we have a transaction that is pending. I can close this box and come back once that transaction has finished or been mined and completed. I can go and check out the rest of the platform and see a whole bunch of other things that are going on. Or I can wait here and wait for it to complete. Waiting could take several minutes, so for the time being, I am going to pause this video and come back once that transaction is mined. All right, cool. So our transaction has gone through. That was, again, the transaction to actually enter the tournament. You can see that it's in my completed transactions there. You can also see that some things have changed on the UI here. I now have a little unlocked icon and a button that says create a submission. So that's the whole point, is I want to actually create a submission. And I'm going to say, for this submission, we are developing a new type of rocket fuel. And I might say, I am not a rocket scientist, so some chemical compound. I apologize if I say something totally off, but we're just going to keep it vague here. And next we have the contributor's address. So the contributor's address accepts another address, another blockchain address, where I can essentially give attribution to anyone else that has worked on this project with me. Now this does have to be a blockchain address, so I can't just put in garbage there. It's not going to like that. But what it wants is, an actual blockchain Web3 address. And once I have that, I can click enter. I can also do the same and click this plus button. And for each one of those that I add, they will get some sort of attribution, essentially credit for being part of this submission. If I make a mistake, I can always take them off, or if I just don't like them anymore. And then I can also do the same with references. A reference is essentially a link to another submission that I want to refer, and say, essentially give credit that maybe they had a really good idea and I wanted to expand on that idea. So Matryx is a platform that has tournaments that consist of several rounds to promote iteration and collaboration. So we might have these other very smart people that we worked with or worked before us, and we want to collaborate or essentially sort of work together or build off of their ideas and come up with a better solution. So that's what the references are for. I don't have one in this case. The description, in our case, we're doing some sort of rocket fuel, so I can put in my solution here, or I can just say, what if we use some really awesome new molecules, right? So this might be the body of my solution, or I can post in some JSON content. I can link some files from my local computer. I can upload some files to IPFS and then post the IPFS hash here, right? So for the time being, let's just say I had some very clever JSON content like that. No one better steal that. That's proprietary intellectual property right there. So I can put my JSON content in. If I have a JSON file, I can also import the content straight from the file, and that is going to be my submission. And hopefully, whoever created this tournament thinks it's clever and new and innovative enough that I can either win this round or hopefully this tournament. So pretty happy with that, and we're going to submit that. And what it's going to do first is upload some files and details to IPFS so that that content is saved. And then it's going to actually submit that transaction to the blockchain, again via MetaMask. And we have our gas fee and all that we have to to pay for this transaction. So I'm going to confirm that. And once I've confirmed that, then that means the transaction is processing. And once again, we're waiting for the miners. This can take several minutes, but that's all I need to do on my end in order to create a really awesome submission to a really awesome tournament. And that's basically it. We just have to wait for the transaction to process, and then once that's done, the tournament creators will be able to view it and rank it and vote on it and say whether they thought it was great or they thought it was terrible, and they can select the winner, and we can strive forward to a better tomorrow. So if you found this video helpful, if you have comments, questions, suggestions on this video or the Matryx platform in general, or what we're doing here, please reach out to us. Let us know what you think, what you like, what you hate, and we are looking forward to make this an awesome collaborative research and discovery platform for everyone out there. So thanks again, and we look forward to hearing from you.